we are just joining into the character creation part, and you guys have already picked out your specialties. And I'm going very, very just piecemeal into it. You've picked out your specialties. So I'm going to jump to you guys picking out your power, which you guys are still choosing, right?
I'm done.
All right. So I have Jennifer done. Meredith is done.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Oh, everybody's done. All right. So now we're going to get into the nitty gritty part. And we're going to talk a lot about how the actual game is. This is a game where, like I said, you're struggling with your inner self. So if you notice, there is what we call the strategies. So on your character sheet, those words in purple are your strategies. Okay, it's the overall sins, or an opposite of the sins, your virtues, so to speak, that you battle with. So the difference between being cunning and being patient, or being sly and being open, being devious, or being insightful. Okay, you have no dots on your character sheet right now. You are going to be adding dots, and that's going to be the number of dice when you combine your tactic and your strategy that you're going to roll to settle encounters and such. So what we're going to do is, you have, let's see, you've already added 16 points. So you guys have 14 points now. It's going to cost you 2 points per strategy, and those are the big purple ones. The tactics are smaller sins. The difference between greed and generosity, it can be under the purple, but it's your difference between your not smaller sins, but broken down and a little bit more finite. Like, is your character greedy, or is your character generous? Is your character super spy, and that's how he gets his information? Or does your character get their information just from knowledge? Is your character strong, cruel, or courageous? I want you to take these words literally how these words are. This game is not a game where you're going to get like deep into the finite mechanics of, oh, well, this means this and this means that. It's a lot of narrative. It's a lot about how you feel the character is going to go, or how you feel what that word means to you. Okay? So you guys have 14 points. You are going to assign those 14 points in these dots. That's what we're going to do off the bat. So you're going to take those points, and pretty much the character you're building now, remember, is a good character. They're a positive character. So you have 14 points. To put a dot in one of the greens, it costs 1 point. To put it in one of the strategies, it costs 2 points. So 2 points for a strategy, to put a dot in a strategy, 1 dot to put a point into a tactic. You want to try to put points, you want to look at that demon power you And also, finally, you're going to remember. Now, you can, and I'm saying you want to remember your character is good and angelic, but you can only put 7 points between the two opposites. So between green and generosity, you can only put a total of 7, and you can never put more than 4 into any category. All right, does that make sense to everybody?
So green things are 1 point, purple things are 2 points.
That's exactly right. And you can only have 7 between the two, and only 4 in one category.
So you said 7 for the more positively aligned things and 7 for the more negatively aligned. That's correct?
No. The two together. So like generosity and greed, between those two, you can only have 7.
Oh,
Oh,
so we have 14 points total to spread throughout those, but they don't have to be like 7 in one, 7 in the others.
No. And make sure I can say that again, sir. So as far as the dots, not necessarily the points, but the dots, you can only have 7 dots between two interposing traits, and that's for your strategies and your tactics. But you can only have 4 dots in any of those strategies. So essentially, you would have to, the max you could have is 4 on one side, and say I could have 4 greed and I could have 3 generosity, and that would be the max greed I could get if I wanted to be greedy.
Okay, I think I get it.
Is this one of those games where it's better to really spread it out over the sheet or really try to focus in on like 1 or 2 things?
It's really positive. Well, it does really, you do want to focus really good on at least 2 things. And remember, you want to make the most angelic character with this if you can. It's cool to have some of the sins. You're going to get sins later. Don't worry. You want to try to be as angelic as you can.
Would you be willing to take a look at my character sheet to see if I am at least in the right direction with how these points are going?
Oh yeah, I am popping in them right now. I got 1, 2. Yeah, you look good so far. Did you spend all your points?
I believe that's 14, yeah.
Yeah, that looks good. That looks really good so far.
Cool, thanks.
Will you check my?
You look real. Your devious inlight is really conflicted. Who else am I checking? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna check everybody's just to make sure. You look good, Laura. And for a lot of big ones. So you look good too, Meredith. You went for a lot of high strategies. And stuff. That is really, really, really good as well. All right, I think that's all good. Okay, so now we're gonna do something a lot. Well, I'm sorry. Last thing, everybody choose one aspect, one demonic aspect for your character. So you have to do that when you're doing it. But choose one demonic aspect for your character. So as you guys are making characters, I'm going to go over just some of the things. As a mortal, what you are trying to do is you want to try to use your normal skills as much as possible. The minute you call upon any demonic power, like I said, the demon is going to take over, which is good. Sometimes you guys may work together. Sometimes you may not work together well. But it is okay to talk to your demon and ask your demon for things. The very last thing you're going to choose, and you can make some changing if you want to, the last thing you're going to do is you're going to choose a primary strategy. This is the primary character sheet. This is going to be one of those purples, and you see where it says the thing primary?
Mhm.
That is pretty much your senior internal struggle. You should definitely have dots in these, that the primary that you choose. And it's nice that your primary that you choose deals with the power that you pick. So once you choose your primary strategy and you have your aspect, let me know. Then I'll let you go know what the next phase is, okay?
Got it.
Got it.
All right. So I am going to team everybody close out of their character sheet. And remember your teamed up person. Jennifer, I'm teaming you up with Meredith. And Meredith with Jennifer. Ben, you're teamed up with Laura. And Laura with Bennett with Ben. You guys are going to make each other's demon characters now. Now notice, you're going to jump into their character sheet. And you're going to do the exact same thing. But you're doing it with a completely different purpose. You are some type of demon from a very bad place. Your whole job is corrupting this person. So the things as a demon, when I make my demon character with a player, I want to choose a power that I know they really want, and I want to put points in it that I know they really need. So they will have to try to balance it with me. I want them to, you as a demon, you want to entice your player. Now, you'll see a bunch, like everybody sees those skills, and that's to make this game really easy to roll with. Each of those skills are pretty much a combination of strategy and a tactic. Usually the strategy or tactic above or below, the strategy above or below the tactic. We'll get into all the schematics of it later. Right now, do the exact same thing. You have, instead of 14 points, you have, let me make sure I'm doing that right. I think you should have all 20. Sure. Yep, you got 20 points now, 20 whole points. So you can kind of see how the corruption is probably a little greater than your virtues. So you have 20 points to build their character, and you want to name their demon as well.
So we're just doing this in each other's character sheets now?
You're doing this on each other's character sheets. By the end of this, and actually you can keep going and just let me know when you're completely done. You're going to spend all 20 of those points, same way as before, but all 20 of those points, you're going to select a demon power, and you're going to select a demon aspect for them.
Okay, so spending points and then a demon power and then a demon aspect, and then we're done.
That's right.
Cool.
Can we crosstalk to kind of see what kind of characters the person we're making a demon for wants?
Nope.
No, okay.
The mythos of this game is that something you did at some point brought you to the point where you needed extra help and you needed this demon in you. You don't get to choose who answers that. I just popped up. I think everybody. Yeah, I just popped up a cheat sheet for everybody. These are very common actions in any role-playing game. If you're curious about what strategies and what tactics go into them, since demons are more likely to be doing some or encouraging some of these devious things, I decided to pop them up.
I think I'm done. I don't know if you want to check them all again too when everyone's done, but I'm not sure if I did it right.
All right, Meredith, let's go ahead and see what you got. Everybody else doing. This is what it is. Okay. It's all the marks. Okay. And Meredith, if you can do one last thing for me. At the top right in the Roll20 bar where there's a gear, I want you to click on that gear.
Okay.
And if you can you figure out how I want to say this? I want you to type in this order, your player name, your villain name, and the demon you are playing. Not the demon you are, but the demon you are playing.
Okay, so my
And then hit
player
save.
name. Okay.
And last but never not least, could you put your pronouns at the end of that? While everybody's finishing up, I'm going to deal everybody 3 cards I deal in all of my games. They're a stop, a slow, and a go card. These cards, because I don't have your sheets of comfortabilities, I use this in my game. So if something makes you feel uncomfortable, and you want to move on to another scene, again, this is like a movie. I fade to black and we go somewhere else. That's the stop card. The slow down card means we're going too fast. Go ahead and slow down. And the go card means either go ahead and let's resume, or maybe speed a little bit faster or speed up through this scene. I'm going to go ahead and
I think I did that right. But there we go.
shut down first. It looks good. Looks like we're almost good. And let me see about the look right now just to see. You did that perfectly. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Holy crap. Sin Eater, I take it. That is an awesome name.
Thanks.
There's a creature in 5th edition that Cobalt Press creates their Toma Beast, and they have a Sin Eater in there. It's such a cool character. Because the creature has the ability to take the most obnoxious sin from someone and then use it as a weapon, and there are all these stats for each sin. It's really cool.
It's awesome.
Sorry, I'm still on the points piece.
I think I'm done.
Okay, that was Laura who said that. Right?
Nope, that was Jennifer.
Oh, that was Jennifer. I just saw the voice. Sorry about that.
What did I do with it?
Your sheet. Survey says, oh, that looks perfect. That's a really, really good strong sheet right there. And wait, hold on.
Oh, I forgot to give you another power. That's what I forgot.
Another power, and I don't see another aspect.
Yep, got it.
So should we have both character sheets open then?
No, you just want to have your. I don't want you to necessarily get overwhelmed. Just have your main player sheet open right now. When and if, because the way the demon powers work is the demons have rules. They can't talk to you unless you talk to it. Unless say this potato. Unless you either have to give them permission to speak or they already are active. Now, what makes a demon active? Um, when you grant them permission to become active, make sure there was no way around that.
I'm not sure.
Wait. No, yeah, you're right. There's one more thing. There's two ways. I'm sorry. That doesn't make sense for the game. Demons can activate an aspect without the mortal's request. So they can do that. A mortal can activate the power of a demon, but when they activate the power of a demon, then they bring on the demon. For your primary strategy, the stronger that strategy is towards the sin, the more powerful that demon becomes, and vice versa. The more you move towards that virtue for the primary, the more control you have over the demon. Make sense for everybody?
Can you check the math on my character sheet? I'm not sure if I put too many points in or the right amount. I was working on Laura's.
This is your particular sheet, right? Dang it, almost it's kind of a little bit hard to tell. Like, who did the demon for Ben's? Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Hey,
I did.
Oh, wait. Okay, so you can't have 4 and 1. Your greed can't have. So you can't have 5. You can't have a total of 5 in any category.
Okay.
So
Oh, cannot.
cannot. The
Okay.
max.
For 7.
The max is 7 between the two.
Oh,
But for each one line, it's 4. Only 4. Make sure I'm gonna jump in. Make sure that we get that on each other. Because the sheets are gonna need. Because what happens is one of the mechanics of the game is as you move through it, points are gonna be shifting from one thing to another. And whenever any of your strategies gets to 5, you're either going to go to heaven as an angel if it's a strategy, if it's your primary strategy, or if it's your demon's primary strategy. If it's your primary strategy and your demon gets all 5, then you are immediately dragged to hell.
Okay, I think his sheet should look better now.
Perfect. All right, let's see. Oh crap. Oh, all right. Everybody go ahead and give yourselves 3 points in open. If you don't have at least 3 points in open.
Where is open?
Yeah, at least 3 points in open.
Where is open?
Open is going to be underneath. It's a purple underneath slide, and
Oh, got it. How many points?
at least you should have at least 3. If you already have at least 3, or you're like you have one and you need to put another 2 in, you can take those other two dots that I gave you and put them in another one of your strategies. That's important because I forgot to give you hit points. Open in an RPG world pretty much is your hit points. When you have no more open, you are dead.
So we need to help to be open.
You're closed for business in the land of the living. Got it.
That is
Okay, I think I'm done with, I've got on Laura's sheet, I've got the demon power, the demon aspect, and then I think I'm done distributing the points.
all right. I think everybody pretty much is, and every sheet looks pretty good. Is everybody done?
On Laura's sheet, am I putting my name in there, or is that?
So where it says demon, so on her sheet, the demon name, choose her demon's name. And then I'm going to ask everybody to do what I asked Meredith to do, which is click that gear button in the upper right corner. And you're going to type your player name, you're going to type your character's name, your character's villain name, and then the demon that you're playing. And now, along with your player's pronoun. And then once I see all those, and then you're going to hit the save button. Once I see all those names saved, we are going to go ahead and begin this adventure.
I'm so sorry. I'm sleep deprived. Where am I going for the name change? I'm brain
Not
farting on that.
Look in the upper, okay, you know where that journal, where the journal is?
Uh-huh.
Go all the way to where that gear is.
Okay.
Click on that gear. You're going to see
Got it.
display name.
Display name. Got it. Cool. Thanks.
Oh, no. By the way, if anybody's icons are too big, you can scroll all the way down to the bottom of that gear and put no name, no icon. I always put names only, so that's just an FYI. Okay.
I accidentally clicked out of the action cheat sheet that you put up. Could you, I don't know how to make that happen again.
Not a problem. I'm actually going to show you where it is. Look, go ahead and click back on the journals, and this is going to be for everybody. You go ahead and click on your journal. Your character sheets are there. I have a whole folder called handouts. You should be able to see all the handouts that I've opened up so far. Like for instance, I just put up the protest outside. There's an action sheet. If you go ahead and click on that, that'll show up. And I'll go ahead and reopen it for everybody.
Okay. Because I'm doing that and it's not doing anything. I was able to look at the mansions, but not the actions.
Oh, that's because it's up somewhere. You probably have it up somewhere, and it happens to me all the time. Roll20 does this very bad thing where it looks invisible, so you can't really tell where it is. Like, yeah, thanks. Sometimes, worst case scenario, I will just reset and refresh the browser's tab and come in and out. It sucks, but that's the only, like, and sometimes it's just not on there. Like, I know that, but it's so small, like, I don't know where they put it on there.
All right, cool. I'll try that.
Okay, I think I'm done.
That's 1, 2, 3.
So the villain name, is that, I'm confused on what name that is.
That's your supervillain name. So the villain name is what the public or the crowd or the people around would know by.
Gotcha.
And some of you guys may not be public villains too. So it's okay if you don't have a villain name yet, especially like a first game of this. I'm not like overtly like, oh, you need a villain name. So if you haven't picked out a villain name, that's okay. I'm going to call you by your player name more than likely most of the time. And I don't necessarily think your villain name is going to come into huge play in this game. But if you are known, I will play around with that. For the most part, you're going to start this game off in your regular, not just in your regular civilian identities right now. You guys have scored the invitation of the century, whether you've done it through deception or you've done it through an actual invitation. You are invited to the unveiling of the Aurora Crown. I do want to get you're being invited to the unveiling of the Aurora Crown. The Aurora Crown is a magnificent piece of craftsmanship, a gold and ivory crown, believed to have been the crown of one of the first pharaohs of Egypt. Many people believe that it should belong inside of a museum. But unfortunately, Mr. Brannigan doesn't necessarily believe so. He is a very ruthless hedge fund operator, taking small businesses, selling them and flipping them. And that's just what he does for a living. In his spare time, he enjoys taking the rarest of anything and encapsulating it inside of his manor. And on this particular day, or this particular more or less time, he has acquired the Aurorian crown. And now he's going to unveil it to all of his rich friends and anybody else who's lucky enough to get an invitation here. When you guys arrive, and I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna start this scene out with you guys arriving in whatever vehicle you arrive from, with the vehicle pulling through the gate. And say he sent cars for each of you, pulling through the gate and allowing each of you to walk out. Now, notice I haven't talked anything about mechanics or anything yet, because when we get to a mechanical roll, we'll talk about it. Also, for initiative, because this is this is only like an hour or 2 hour game, I'm going to go do a round robin initiative. I'm pretty much going to start with what I see on my screen, and the enemies and villains will always go last. Let's give you guys the advantage. In any case, you guys arrive in very nice, posh, souped up luxury Teslas into the gate. The crowd separating by the dozen or so, at least they appear to be security guards, though the sun glimmers on their metallic frame, giving you the idea that they may not be all that human, and thus producing more fear inside of protesters. One by one, each of your cars pulls up, and you're led out into this beautiful garden of various fruit trees and flowers and fauna, and more robotic men and women serving with platters on their hands, serving various pieces of wine, serving glasses of wine and dinner plates and hors d'oeuvres to about 100 or so guests filtering and floating around in this garden. The first car pulls up, and we see Kira walk out of the car. What does Kira look like in her civilian clothes?
Kira's pretty unassuming. She's like 5'4". She's got a little bit of sun-kissed to her, but she's a white woman with mousy brown hair that goes down to like midway down her back. She doesn't hold herself really tall. She kind of like collapses herself in. And so she kind of comes out and looks around and sees what's going on and who's around, and tries to kind of get a survey of what's going on, I think.
Camera swings all the way around the car and pans in on you and then freezes. What kind of outfit does she have on, and what does that outfit say about herself?
Well, I think she tries to draw as little attention to herself as possible. You said this was a gala, is that right? So there's gonna be like fancy clothing, or is it more like casual?
It's gonna be real fancy clothing.
real fancy. Okay. She's going to go with the most basic of the fancy, which is like a strappy black dress and probably flats, like black flats. Very little jewelry. And her hair that's normally down is maybe up in a bun or something like that. So she's trying to just kind of blend in as much as possible and not draw much attention to herself, if at all.
She steps out the car. The car pulls away. You walk into the crowd. Camera moves back on, and then we see Andon. Andon?
And
A car. Andon. A car pulls up, and Andon walks out of the car. What does Andon look like? What does it say about who he is?
Andon is, if you could look up the dictionary description of the word unremarkable, that would be Andon. He is exactly average, beige, like bland. Like his hair is just the generic standard $20 men's haircut you get from any walk-in barber shop, like Great Clips, or, you know, he's got like a Men's Warehouse suit that can pass for posh, but it's not exactly setting any style trends here. Basically, my character is designed so your eyes just kind of gloss right over him.
All right. Again, camera pulls around the camera car. You step out looking so unremarkable as you
They can't figure out where to go.
you look completely confused. You walk out, and then the camera resumes as you wander about. And the funny thing is, as your car pulls up Lily, Andon is still wandering about in the cut and in the scene. Finally, he exits scene, and Lily, you take center stage as you step out of your car.
Okay, so Lily steps out of the car and she's got a full ball gown dress going on here. We've got like ruffles and fluffles and sparkles and layers of tulle, and it's a bright, bright purple. And she comes in and she's like, okay, I'm here, guys. And she walks forward.
All right. It almost feels like there's a little bit of a elegant classical music, a Beethoven playing in the background. And as you step out, it's almost like just the grandeur of you. The music is quieted as you walk out and exit scene. And the final car pulls around, and we see Fern as she steps out of her car. What does Fern wear look like? And what does it say about Fern?
She's like tall, thin, blonde hair and an updo with like a long, silky evening dress with a high neck and a deep cut back and flats.
Okay. Fern steps out of the car and seeing your other three accomplices, and by the way, yes, accomplices, you realize that it's time for you guys to go to work. As everybody walks into the party, camera pans back, and we go to about 2 days ago. You guys are sitting in a very dark, danky motel room in a part of town that no one would ever see themselves in with any type of respect. Peering over a pair of maps that you've acquired. Lily, you have managed to get a man on the inside, a friend of yours, someone who's worked with you before, expert card dealer named Romero. He's actually working this event today, and he's managed to get you some schematics of the, more or less, of the Brannigan estate. Amongst us, you guys talk, you realize that this, before I exit out of the scene, this scene is gonna take two place in one. One, it's gonna deal with you guys planning on what your plan is. This heist is gonna be be in two phases. So there's gonna be two big scenes to this. There's you guys at the party going to the gala, trying to get as much information as you can about what exactly is going on where the actual crown is that you need to steal, and what kind of hazards are you going to be having. And then the second part of this is going to be the night part, the evening part, where you guys are going to have to steal the crown one way or another. Now, what makes this fun from a player point of view is there's an awesome little score that I am keeping, because the way this game works is the things that most players get, and this is just a GM, the player to GM, to new GMs or old GMs, or just advice. When you say evil or bad guy campaign, people don't understand it. You know, I've had one player like, oh God, I'm going to go murder everybody. No, that is not, that's a homicidal campaign, not an evil campaign. There is a innocent bystander chart that this game has, and I keep track of it. Collateral damage actually is called. And every time I run this encounter, I run this at conventions, I keep an encounter, and I'm going to let you know how you did at the end. Your goal is to try not to have as much collateral damage as you can, because the more collateral damage you have, the more police are going to be looking for you, and the more lights and eyes you're going to put on yourself, and you're probably not going to be villaining very long. So I'm going to pan the camera out as you guys are hovering over this map and realizing the first part is you got your invitations for the gala. Now, what's going to be your plan once you get there? And let me know when you guys want to end this scene.
Okay, guys, so here's the maps that Romero gave me.
That's correct.
Yeah, what are we gonna, here's the entrance here. Where do y'all think that the crown is being held?
Taking a look.
Do we have an image of the maps?
Under handouts.
Yeah. My guess is, knowing the ego on this guy, he's going to put it somewhere loud and proud where he thinks everyone can see it, but he's very cocky about the fact that there's no way it can be stolen. So my guess is, as I click out of Roll20, my guess is it's going to be in a place with a lot of the magic statues and or drones and stuff, but like prominently in the center of a room somewhere, especially for this gala. And I don't know if that's just where he puts it for the gala or if it just lives there, but my guess is, with the ego on this guy, it's probably where it lives.
Looking at this, I don't know if this is where he would store it during the gala proper, but I noticed that he has an orrery. I kind of think that just with the way the blueprints are and the fact that it's kind of in the back and up, it kind of feels like a place of prominence. And if I was an egotistical maniac, and I might be, that's probably where I'd put it.
Yeah, there's some really good balconies around there too. So my guess is it's open, but even as you walk in, you can probably see it up there, like on a pedestal or something.
Yeah, because he probably wants to be up there with it, but also still look down and condescend, you know, like you do.
Well, and there's a curator's room right next to the orrery.
Ooh, even better. And looking at the map on the first floor, there's, in a back hallway, the gear room for the orrery, which happens to be next to a couple libraries. So if we're right about this orrery thing, we could maybe play with the machinery and get at it indirectly.
You think we'll get lucky enough that the library on the right of the gear room for the orrery has a secret staircase to that mystery room upstairs right above it?
Oh, that sounds something pretentious. Like, that's totally sounds pretentious, like someone like him would do.
Yeah, if I were rich, I'd have a secret room, at least a couple.
He's got
What's
3
the point
libraries,
otherwise?
so
Right?
at least one of them's got to be for Scooby-Doo shenanigans.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna disconnect again. Let me know when the scene is.
So how do we want to, so we have an idea of where it might be. Any other options just in case we're wrong?
Well, as we're talking to other guests at the gala, we can just kind of make small talk and find out what their favorite places are and see if the topic comes up.
That's a good idea.
Out of curiosity, your friend on the inside, is there a reason they did some things in black and some things in red on the map.
Not that, I don't know if I have I don't know. It's strange, isn't it?
The way he passed you, the way you got a hold of it and you got mapped like from one thing to another, it could have like some additional meaning to it. Go ahead, and what you're going to do is I'm going to have you're staring at this. You're going to do what we call a roll. Not a roll, what we call a patient's knowledge roll. Sorry. We call it a patient's knowledge roll. So what you're going to do is, and I made this as easy as possible, with this character sheet, you're going to be rolling all of the patients, like you're going to be rolling 1d10 per dot of patience and 1d10 per dot of knowledge.
Okay. So, and how do I, okay, so
So what you are going to do is, the easy way to do it is, that's going to be an education roll. So you are going to push the little die next to the word education, and we're going to all look at the screen.
yeah, that didn't work. Okay. Okay, so I roll it separately outside, out here, like.
No. You're going to push literally, you're going to open up the character sheet, just push that button next to the word education.
Did that.
Oh, you did? Oh.
It
It says 2. Wow, you actually.
No, so I inputted that. Now it's saying to input value average die. So 10.
So average die. So in the game, an average advantage die. An advantage die is, as a GM, if there's something here or something that like should give you an advantage, I give you an extra die. That's all that is.
Okay.
But because you know Romero, go ahead and give yourself, I think you can give yourself 2 advantage die.
Well, okay then.
All right, then you're going to hit OK.
There we go.
All right. So now what we see on the screen is it shows all the rolls of each one of those dice. The way that Better Angels works is it works in sets. A set is a pair or more of the same number. Okay. So we look at Lily's die, and Lily has a pair of 7s. She has 1 set. 9 times out of 10 in Better Angels, you just need at least 1 set to be successful. That makes sense for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
But the higher the set and the more things in the set, the more spectacular things can happen. Or if you have more than 1 set, it usually allows you to do more than 1 thing. So you're looking at the notes that Romero made. And the notes in the red, make sure. The things that he circles in red are things that he wants you to check out. The other stuff is there, you don't know, but the red stuff, that has something to do with tonight.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like these are important rooms that Romero thinks we should check out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, let me actually set that. Either things you should check out or things you should figure out what to deal with, as they're also dangers.
Oh, okay, so they may also be dangerous rooms. So we'll need to proceed with caution.
Given that, if it is in the orrery, there's that secret room that's right next to it that could be danger.
Or the curator's room. That one's also in red. While we're at the this gala thing, it says drones all over the map. Can we scope out what those look at, like the sizes of them? Can I, like, with my robotics knowledge, kind of figure out what their capacity is or if they have any weaknesses?
Awesome. I love how you're doing this. This is a heist. You guys are in this planning room, but you can always flip back. And I was going to say that, back to where the map is. So, I just realized I don't have the player name. So Meredith is not Lily. Lily is Jennifer. Meredith is Kira.
Yeah.
All right. Got it memorized now. All right, Kira. And I'm gonna always try to call you by your player name. So
Okay.
Kira, you decide while you're here, you're going to start looking around and noting these various different robots. You realize the technology of these things is phenomenal. Some of these things look fairly human, but you hear, you can't hear the audible word just yet. Actually, wait, I take that back. You actually do hear one audible word.
Mhm.
Let's see if you hear an audible word. I'm going to say, go ahead and give me and roll. Sly. Go ahead and roll a cunning espionage roll.
Okay. So I do.
Oh, you're going to look at your character sheet and again, all of the roles are pre-rolled. So cunning and espionage is, I'm cunning, God, I feel stupid for saying that. Sorry. I feel bad. Roll a spot, a spot and ambush roll, which is what I'm using for your X-Men. So spot and ambush. Sorry about that.
All right. And the average die is
if I'm giving you an advantage and you are good at it, I like that idea. So you get 2 advantage die for that because that's a specialty of yours.
okay.
Oh, wow.
I got 2 sets.
So you get 2 successes off of this. So camera follows you as you are walking around the manor. And again, remember when I said about the map? The map is solely just there if I need to know where you are. I know you're moving around the map, so I'm not going to be moving characters in this game. You're walking around the map and like identifying the robots you see. You do realize, like, while you're doing this, some of these doors are locked. Like, most of these doors are locked. One of the libraries is open, but most of the doors are locked. And you see, like, peeping out from a trash can, this little bug-eyed looking robot with all of these cameras around the eyes. Like, it's like an eyeball with more eyeballs all around it. And it looks like a little crab that's all scurrying about, and then scurrying up the wall, and then it scurries back into the little hole cubby that it came out of. You also notice that there are two of the servants. They're pretty big robots for servants, and you notice the 2 really big ones. They seem to have machine gun turrets hidden underneath the sleeve of the very nice butler lapels they're wearing, butler clothing more or less that they're wearing. You also notice some smaller guards who seem about a couple of them you see so far, and they have little swords tucked away in their waistbands.
Mhm.
But that is not the thing that most interests you.
Mhm.
One of the creatures, it drops a big plate of glasses. The glasses spray down with glass flying everywhere, and a man comes out of a man walks out of one of the rooms, and no one's seen Mr. Brannigan just yet. And there's a rope that's roped off the oratory room upstairs, and pretty much people have been telling people, no, there's guards up there. That's where you see a lot of these robots at. And there are guards up there. He's saying, okay, just hold off for a second before that happens. So no one's seen him yet. But the minute he hears that glass, in one of the finest black suits with a red scarf on, a red scarf in the middle of a 90-day hot summer, bolts out of a room. What in the world is this? God, who programmed this one? I'm just absolutely embarrassed. This woman in this beautiful yellow dress, she has now she has like red wine all over her. And so seems incredibly irate. and he starts just berating people.
Mhm.
And you hear him say, verbatim, and the robot immediately shuts down.
Okay. What was that?
Take one of these away. You hear him say the word verbatim.
Verbatim.
Verbatim!
Got it.
And then the creature shuts down.
Hmm.
And why the hell is that little one scaring on the wall? Hooligan! And the crab shuts down.
Oh.
Because of your second success, you realize that each type of robot has a different password.
Okay. Does it have to be in his voice? Do I know? Can I try to like whisper hooligan to one of them and see what happens? Or verbatim?
One of the things, and this is kind of interjecting again, the system is kind of a really like a broad setting. Like I do a lot off of your one roll. I'm gonna go into your roll and I'm gonna look and see. I mean, you rolled a pair of 6s and 5s. Those are pretty high. So you're able to discern that it's not voice specific.
Okay, cool.
We had different tones in each one.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
We're gonna pull out and go back to the planning room after you find that piece of information. And we go back to the planning room.
So that makes sense why all the servants' rooms on the ground floor are red, because they could be dangerous if they're all robotic. And also why they're so close to the charging station.
The charging station seems like it could be out of character. My character, I conceptualize as having some sort of like IT background. It's one of my areas of specialty. If I wanted to, basically, I'm thinking that my character would suspect that there would be some sort of master control somewhere in the house, just in case of like robot uprising. And it would probably be, I'm guessing would be located in the charging area. Is that something that I could like make a roll to see if my character would know that, or?
Your character knows that, but we're gonna play a scene out with your character trying to figure out how it's all connected. All right. So the camera, I'm sorry.
Could I say that as my theory?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, I suspect that there's a master control switch somewhere, and I would guess it would be on the charging station.
And I should always say this. Does anybody else want to join this scene? All right. Scene camera pans into and Adon as you are inside and you're examining the outlets very suspiciously. You're trying to examine the outlets of exactly kind of where everything is going. And I'm going to give you a choice of how you do this. Do you want to use reconstruct a crime, which I'm going to say is like patient's espionage, or do you want to do education, which would be patient's knowledge?
I'm going to go with education.
All right, go ahead and click on education and go ahead and give yourself 2 advantage because you are an IT person and you certainly know how to turn it on and turn it off.
And I have no pairs.
Unfortunately. So you go off your theory. You're tracing some of the outlets and where a lot of the power is going. You do determine that a lot of power is going into the basement. But you aren't able to figure out exactly why that is or what else. But the sheer amount, like you have your little meter, your meter is going crazy. This place is taking more power right now than 4 city blocks.
Okay.
Camera pans back in as Adon stops. He stops talking about your theory, and you kind of explain your whole theory. And that's something you're going to investigate. Anything else?
I have a world question, not necessarily a this mission question.
Yeah, sure.
When we say drones, like they sound like they're not a novel thing, like other people have had them, probably museums, things like that. Are they considered like androids? Like, why would they need servants' quarters? Or would they? Or are there servants like at the like around, I guess is my question. Would they, is it required in this futuristic setting that robots have creature comforts because they're sentient or something like that, I guess?
You do know that there are a handful, like Romero, of
Uh-huh.
actual people who work for Brannigan. You
Okay.
just don't see them at the event. There is your friend Romero is in the game room doing the games,
Mhm.
and there's their curator who's also human, and then there are a couple other people, a maintenance person,
Okay.
and there's a maintenance person and a cook.
Okay. And the robots themselves, they don't have like personalities or something, so they wouldn't go towards our kill count, right?
Sure.
Damn it. All right.
All right, here's 7 Isaac Asimov books.
I'm planning a heist. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right, cool. I'm kind of curious about these magic statues in the courtyard on the ground level.
Oh, yeah.
Demons know a lot about magic. Humans, not so much.
Then I'd love to ask my demon.
All right. And who's playing your demon? Oh, I'm sorry. Ben's playing your demon.
No,
I'm sorry.
Janet.
No, wait. I'm sorry. I did that wrong.
Zephyrus.
Zephyrus is your demon. Zephyrus, you are called upon.
Oh gosh. Yay. Okay, so what, as the demon, what am I able to do?
As the demon, now she's just asking you a question.
Okay.
You are able, and now you are able to, you are able to see what she sees, and you're able to hear what she hears. So you know you're up abreast of everything, but you also have your own motives and things you want to do. You can, this is literally like a second character that you're playing. You can have a good relationship or a bad relationship. It's up to you. You guys can improv this and role play this out.
Okay.
I'm
What
good
now?
making friends. I'm good making friends with my demon. I'm not gonna lie.
You're gonna be making friends with me?
Now, here's the thing with the demon. Demons always want their player to try to boost up those sin numbers and those so they're always going to be pushing for you to do some sinning and stuff. And for the people who are other demons, the truth is you don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. You may want the person to do some sinning first. So go ahead and play that however you guys wish.
What now?
Hey, sorry to bother you. If you're not too busy, I have a question about this thing we're doing.
I'm hungry.
Okay. What does that mean?
I need some food. Why are you starving me? What is happening?
I mean, there's some really tasty looking canapes at the gala. I could stuff my face. I don't understand. Out of character, are you asking for sins as food? Is that what you're asking for?
Greed. I'm trying to be greedy.
Oh, greedy. Okay.
I'm not very good at it, obviously. Why? You know, I don't know.
I mean, I could pick some pockets.
That might be helpful. What I'm looking, I'm hungry, but not for food. I'm hungry for rare metals.
Well, I bet you these drones have things like tungsten in them and cobalt, just like the old cell phones used to.
Mhm.
They're pretty precious metals.
Okay. So what are you trying to get out of me?
I'm curious about these magic statues and also most magic things in this, but these magic statues specifically.
Well, I think, man, my vision is so fuzzy. I can't see anything. I think I need some of these rare metals that you're talking about.
Okay. Did I see where the bad robots were hauled off to?
So you were actually there when they were hauling off one of the robots, and they set it up in a closet. As the person who went to go set it up went to go and get some towels and some mop to clean up the spill before he took the little crab downstairs.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, no, so I would say because that's happening technically at a different time. When you're at the gala, you do get a hold of one of them. I'm still going off that really good roll from earlier.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Zeph, what are those aspects of her demon? Because now that she has it, how do you eat this thing? Like, how do you eat these metals?
Well, I don't necessarily eat them. I'm looking towards like alchemy, like being an alchemist.
Oh, but she has this rare thing, and when you look at the metal on it, it's like this weird obsidian steel, something that you don't see in every day. It clearly is not just bulletproof, but probably could withstand a 5-ton hurricane, a five category hurricane.
Okay, so not just bulletproof, like really strong metal.
Yeah.
Oh, this would be nice. Okay, this might do. So you're trying to figure out about the statues, huh? Now, how do I know what to tell her about the statues?
Oh, well, that's perfect. You're gonna roll either. I'm gonna give you the same. Same thing I told the action sheet. You are going to roll either an education or a spot and actually no, you're gonna roll spot and ambush. That's what you're gonna roll. Spot and ambush. Yeah, spot and ambush.
Okay, do I get any advantage die?
I'm gonna give you 3 for this.
Nice.
And I'm sorry, you aren't rolling it. My apology.
Oh.
Meredith, you are rolling it. And your demon is. So what you guys can do is bargain. Now that she's stolen this, you are going to put 1 point in, and I forgot to do that, but you're going to put 1 point into greed.
So Meredith puts that on her sheet, right?
This is Meredith's sheet. This is what we're working off of.
Okay, so
And you're going to take 1 point away from generosity. So that's what we call sliding. You got a generosity and you're going to take it and put it towards greed.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, and then I do spot and ambush with 3 advantage die.
I want to do something that has to do with greed. I think that greed thing should be beneficial. So I'll change things up a little here. All right, let's see what we got with greed. You're going to use a cunning greed, and you're going to get 3 advantage die on this.
Cunning greed, is that the steel cards pick lock?
Steel cards, pick locks. Yep.
Okay, and 3. Got it.
Definitely be an on fire game for you.
Yay.
You're as a demon, you start pushing your knowledge of hell and magic into her. You recognize those 2 statues. Somehow Brannigan has encased 2 angels and enslaved them in these stone marble statues. Their sole job is at night They are to tell if anybody touches any of the ground at night, they sound an alarm.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that's what they get. Those angels.
I mean, it seems like overkill for motion sensors, but gotta trap two celestial beings in stone just to see if there's any motion on the ground.
Here's the deal, Zeph. You find out something else she hasn't asked you.
Uh-oh.
There's a jinn, and jinns are like demons pretty much of the Middle East.
Yeah.
There's a jinn entrapped in a room on the ground floor. Pretty much the room right next to the research room. There's a genie or a jinn trap there.
I wonder if we could free the jinn and cause havoc. Now, obviously, I know this, but nobody else knows this. And not even me. Meredith's demon knows this.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Okay. You know, Kira,
Yeah.
I think that the magic is telling me, you gave me such a nice medal early. I just want to give you a heads up. The magic is telling me that the object you're looking for could be in the room by the research room. There's a big magical presence there, and I think the object you're looking for might be in there. Just might.
If we were to release the magical presence, would it create a good diversion so we could maybe get what we need or explore further, and the drones could take care of it or try to?
You're asking the GM, or you're asking your demon?
Either.
As a player, as a GM, I can only say that demons can communicate with other demons. Only demons can communicate with other demons. So if the way the hierarchies is, and I'm gonna say Zeph is pretty high up on the demon chart. If she could push her weight around and tell it what to do.
But would I?
I'm curious about a morality thing.
Go ahead.
If I release a demon that she then controls and it kills a bunch of people, does that come back on me?
Yes.
Because I released it. Okay. Cool.
Like I say, this game is all about morality.
Uh-huh. Ethics.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm getting to wrap this scene up.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna go to we got about 5 minutes before we have to switch to nighttime.
Okay.
What other things are you investigating? I don't know if I heard from Fern or what Fern was doing. Fern, how are you contributing to this debauchery?
I'm just trying to keep up.
It looks like the one thing that you guys haven't necessarily accounted for are there any keys? And where are they? Who holds the keys? So maybe Fern can be looking for who holds the keys to various different rooms and such.
Sounds like a plan to me. Need to get into places.
All right, so Fern, you're walking around the gala, cruising around. And when Brannigan comes out after that glass drops, you notice that he does not have any keys on his key ring. But you see another prestigious suited individual. He does have a key around him. Doesn't look looks very plain, pretty much almost like the accountant that goes to work every day, and comes home every day. And he has a large set of keys on him. Give me well, no, not yet. Now that you know he has the keys on him, you need to know where he puts the keys at night. That's where I was going to ask you. So you follow him around a little bit, and you are going to roll me a spot ambush. Look at your character sheet. You're going to click on the spot ambush button. And this is
Any advantage dice to add there?
let's see. What do you do? And navigation. Let's say navigation goes to that. So you get 2 advantage dice on this. Wow, let's roll quick. Yeah, you get 1 really, really awesome. So you sneak around. We're gonna role play this out together. You follow him up to the curator room, and he takes the set of keys and he puts them on a hook. And then you hear him mutter to himself as he looks and texts on his phone. God, I hate working for this. Oh, just a horrible man. Now, what's next? A penis-shaped spaceship? As he opens the door and walks out and hangs up his coat and leaves the party early. Who's playing Fern's demon?
Me.
Because you're peering in, and I GMs do have a little fiat in this game, you hear very faintly, Fern, you don't even have to wait for tonight. You can try to take the keys now. But not from me, from Andon. So I want you as the demon to relay that information to her. However, I don't know. I need to know what you guys' relationship is like.
Any preference for her? Fern?
No, just go for it. Just do whatever.
Well, there's no time like the present. No one's looking. They're right there.
Sounds like a good plan, but how am I going to get away with it?
Out of character, is this where I would like kind of try to tantalize with some of the like demonic power stuff, or?
Yeah, you can do whatever you can. This is a bargain and negotiation thing. But while you're having this internal struggle, Lily, you notice that Fern is just kind of stood still for a minute, and it's just like staring at this one place, almost looking fairly obvious.
Oh man, maybe I should cause a distraction with my big purple dress. Is that I would love to just kind of gather everybody around and be like, hey guys, y'all should listen here. I've got a great story to tell. It is amazing. There was this one time.
Go ahead and hit tell. You are going to roll a tell lies while Fern and her demon talk out this scene.
Okay. So I'm going to want to teleport probably just inside, ideally in one of the like areas that I would have seen just in the course of like moving through the main area that would probably not draw a lot of attention if there are people up and around. It's like an alcove or by a potted plant or something like that.
You teleport in time. And once you're inside, you open one of the windows, which allows Jinx to fly through, allows Sin Eater? That's the supervillain there?
Yeah, that's my supervillain. I haven't gotten away over yet. I was going to ask Jinx for a ride, though.
Oh, herder is one thing. A herder to gallop in and leap through. And how does Jinx get in? I mean, not Jinx. How does the leader get in?
Hey Jinx, can I get a ride, please?
Okay, so then does my character have to talk to my demon then?
Actually, your demons can talk to each other. This would be a demon-demon negotiation.
Excellent.
So then does Ben do this part?
Yeah.
Ben would negotiate with
Okay.
Jennifer's character or
Gotcha.
Jennifer's demon.
So out of character, if I'm using my demon aspect, is it Fern's body that is doing this, or am I just granting the ability?
I wanted to make sure I corrected that. You actually are just granting the ability. She has the ability to do it. If it's a aspect, the demon is in control. If it's a power, the person is in control. It's just gifted to them. Mess that rule up.
Interesting.
Got it. So in this case, the wings come from the aspect, so I would be the one in control then.
That's correct.
All right. So, so you want to write in, huh?
So, what is the demon's name?
Jinx.
The demon's name is Jinx. Okay. Jinx, can you just help us in, please? I mean, we're the only ones who can't get across by ourselves.
You taught me not to give something for nothing. What's unless you want to do a favor for me.
What kind of favor? Because I also taught you not to agree to something you don't know the details on.
I don't actually need anything yet.
No, I do have some information I could give you that would be interesting.
What type of information, to see if it's something I would value?
About a possible friend we could acquire inside the building.
Okay. All right, sure. I'll give you a lift.
Okay. So you give me a lift and I'll tell you about our friends.
All right.
All right. She gives you a lift.
Thanks, Fern. / Jinx.
You guys flew in through an open window on the second floor. And now all four of you are together. I'm going to say you guys all revert to your all revert to your human form just to make it easy. And we are going to have a heist montage. You guys have all made promises. You all have something to do. And you also don't necessarily know exactly where the real crown is, even though a few of you have kind of an idea, or may not have an idea about it. So I'm going to ask each of you, you get to do 3 things in this place before you have to leave. And I'll tell you if that leads to where the crown is. Okay? We will start off with Fern.
So I want to look around in an animal form to see if I can locate the actual crown. So I want to look through the orrery and the rooms upstairs.
All right, go ahead and give me, while you are looking, give me the spot an ambush. In animal form, you're going to get 2 advantage die on that. All right, scoping around and looking around, you move around the edges of the rooms. And despite the fact that a lot of the rooms have like some type of magical item inside, you are led to the room that has the genie. Um,
Giving away my spoilers.
oh God. You're led to one room that seems, actually, you're a little, you said you're a rodent?
I'll just go back to like the Chihuahua.
Chihuahua. So you're a Chihuahua. So this little Chihuahua is just gets to this door. You find this powerful, magical aura and energy coming from that within that door. But the door is locked.
All right. Does that count as my first thing?
That's kind of your first thing.
I guess I want to look for a key.
Who? Oh wow!
Sure.
You-
I do have it, so I need to use my keys.
Oh, that's easy. Well, that's easy. I'm sorry, I didn't miss that part. So you open the door. Easy. This is not your second action. I forgot who had the key. You guys got the key. I didn't get the key. So you get the second door. You open the door. Door opens up, and you see this magnificent looking blue creature in the room. Massive looking 15-foot tall demon is bound by chains, its mouth gagged, its legs bolted to the floor as a tether, which looks like a massive blue rope, is attached from the collar of the genie to a crown sitting in the center of the room.
Hey, good job, Fern.
What are your other two actions?
I want to see if my keys work to let him go and get the crown.
Try to use the keys to let him go, but unfortunately, none of the keys go to this particular or there's no key, no holes, nothing that looks like it can release this creature. Be pleased with you for help. You must figure out a way to help me. That was your second action. What is your third action?
I'm gonna yip, and then I'm gonna run and find one of the other party members. I'll find Lily, and when I'm like out of view, I'll change back into my human form and let her know what's going on.
The herder, Lily. You have three actions. I was going to choose you next. What are those three actions? And I'll say your actions again after you encounter Jinx or Fern.
They happen after I encounter Fern.
Yeah, so you can have all your actions. Since you were heading to, more than likely, you were heading up to.
Well, I imagine I would try to gather our compadres here and bring them over to the room so we could figure out how to unlock this demon from his bindings.
As you're moving towards the room, you hear several large mechanical gears and guns being loaded, headed towards your direction.
Uh-oh. So where would we be at, do you think? I would want to slip into another room. There we go. I would want to slip into a nearby room to help hide maybe the game room or the gallery, so we're not caught up with these guys.
All right. You try to slip into one of the other rooms. Go ahead and give me the dodge, avoid, escape.
Any advantage?
Unfortunately, no.
And
Roll try to open up the rooms or open up this room. You use the keys that you have and you slip in, but the door has one of those hinges that when you close it, it just goes crack and bang. And you hear the gears move, the gears of the machines moving towards you. You also hear after that loud bang, a voice cries out, "What was that? Oh man. Yeah, either
Sorry,
these
guys.
robots are malfunction or we need to move and see what's going on." You hear two other footsteps heading towards your direction.
No idea. How about this? Just because I want to, let's call all the animals in the surrounding area to my aid.
All right. That if you are doing that, you are going to have to converse with your demon again.
Okay. Hey, Zinfandel, I'm trying to kill that person for you, but we're about to get attacked. And this is actually a great opportunity to do that, but I need help.
All right, I'm on board. What's going on?
I need to use my animal control and get all the animals to come to our aid.
Okay. So we're going for a crown and we're going to be a demonic Disney princess. I'm on board. Love the aesthetic. Let's go.
Right.
Fantastic. Thanks.
Like a horrid Cinderella movie. Birds, those really pretty cute birds and yellow birds, they grow these vicious raven talons as they vulture into breaking the window. As you start to film Birds 3, squirrels start to gather in herds through the door till they form one massive ball of fur, breaking down the door. The guards have stopped moving towards you. You don't hear those footsteps, but you do hear gunshots going off as little creature. But they do not stop. Creatures are very fast. Oh man, I should have went to the gun range more.
I love that we made a rat king. That makes me so happy, but with squirrels.
And unfortunately, we fade to black as poor Toby, the head guard, his voice no longer makes the birds come flying in, smashing and slamming into it. But these robots are just too powerful. Machine guns go, and it sprays a line as pretty much directly at the window, pretty much stopping as the other one. "Intruders, please stop. You do not have the correct passphrase," as it aims its weapons towards you guys. Or I'm sorry, towards you. And what do you do?
Was I present when the passphrases for the robots were uttered earlier?
You guys did share that. Would you guys in that scene where you would have shared that information?
So, and is this type of robot similar to the one of the two kinds that we saw deactivated? Oh, yes, no?
I'll say yeah. I'm sorry. I'll say yes, it is. Which of the two passwords?
Sorry, what was that?
Verbatim.
Yes, it was. Oh, I'm sorry. It was one of you were here. You were there. You heard both of the passwords. Verbatim and hooligan. Which of the two passwords was this robot?
I'm going to say verbatim.
You scream verbatim as the weapon begins to point right towards you. And then the program shuts down. You now find yourself before this large imprisoned demon, screaming for pain and wishing for release.
But
Me? None of your keys open it. All of you. Actually, we sit with you, where I think we'd move to Meredith's character. Now I think yep, we're on Meredith's character now. Pretty much between the two of you. I think both of you guys have actions left, and I'm pretty sure Lily, you have some actions left as well. You guys can group think this out or however you wish.
So I have a power that lets me control people. Body control specifically is what it's called. I'm wondering if one of the other heavies that are out there, if I can body control it.
Is it specifically humans or can it be anything?
I was looking and it didn't say specifically humans. Target decreases nurture or insight by 1, so they have to have those.
All right, so go ahead and roll. If that's an ability, roll that ability. If it doesn't have an ability to go with, and when it says roll ability, you're going to roll a strategy and a tactic that goes with it. So pretty much you would find a, let me make it actually easier.
Devious and deceit together.
You said it's what in deceit?
Devious and deceit.
Tell lies.
All right. Any advantage?
Go ahead, because you're a robotics person. That's actually pretty good. Go ahead and give me 3 advantage on this.
Yes.
Wow, you have you have 3 successes. That's a lot of successes in this game. You could describe how this power works.
So it says.
No. You tell me what it looks
okay.
like. Tell us what it looks like, because you're gonna use this robot to break the chains on this creature, and then I'm gonna go ahead and move to like a final end cut scene as we move to time.
Gotcha. Cool. Sin Eater gets real quiet, and like I'm guessing it hasn't activated yet, so she kind of like struts in front of it because she's got a lot more confidence as Sin Eater. And she looks it square in the eye, and starts mumbling under her breath, and it activates. And then she brings it with her to the djinn, and she directs its machine gun to the chains, so it won't hurt the djinn, but it'll free it, or the rope that's kind of keeping it there to the crown. And directs it to do a very targeted blast in those areas to free the djinn.
It pinpoint. You pretty much are almost in control of it. You are almost inside this creature. As each bullet breaks each one of the chains, the djinn's arm starts to move, his head moves, and the legs move. And even crazier, that chain that's connected, magical chain that's connecting it to the crown, bursts and explodes in magical energy everywhere. And all of your demons see this. And he looks towards He looks towards you, Jinx. Wish it away.
Wait, what?
Wish it away. Wish the crown away now. The house starts to shake.
All right, I wish the.
Our bunker.
With us.
No, not the demon. Oh, the demon's not in charge. He's actually talking to Fern.
Oh.
He's looking at the demon, but he's talking to you, Fern. Wish it away.
Wished away.
Wish the crown away before
I wish the crown away.
I wish the crown away.
Disappears into nothing. The house stops shaking. The genie breathes. I don't think any of us was ready to take a trip into space. Brannigan was draining my magical energy using this crown as some type of control device for this house, which is just a magical spaceship for him. Let's get out of here now.
Did we get lucky enough to wish the crown to our bunker?
Here's the bad thing.
I tried, guys.
You can, but you have 2 more wishes with this gene, with the djinn.
Oh.
So Jinx would like a word with the djinn, if that's okay.
Though I should say the nice thing to do, but of course, don't bind a djinn to it. You're a fellow demon.
No, that's not what I'm doing. Is it okay if I converse with the djinn?
You sure about?
If I'm not to be a little tropey, but I understand that the djinn love ironic punishments. Maybe you could play around with those trapped angels out in the courtyard and what's his fuck? Sorry. For your just desserts or his just desserts. That might be a fun
Do
idea.
you wish for me to set them free?
Oh no, this is purely if you want to do that.
I am not allowed to make those decisions. That's how I got trapped here. As a djinn, I can only do what I am wished to do. And there are 2 more wishes left. What do you want those 2 wishes to be?
What do y'all think?
I mean, what's our ultimate goal as a group? Is it world domination? Because we could just skip to the end.
Question, is that you or the demon? Or just the player?
That is an excellent question. Yes.
We shall never know, or do we? But we definitely still need the crown. We need the crown.
Well, the other thing I was curious about is Zephyrus was supposed to be able to control the djinn in terms of the demon hierarchy. So does that still require wishes, or
she can tell the djinn what to do, like from an ordering kind of command, but like as far as using its ability, so there's using its magical abilities and just like picking up a box or leaving or moving or serving you.
Okay.
But from a djinn is bound by the wish of whoever finds it.
Okay. Not to be ornery, but does that mean that the 4 of us technically get 12 wishes then? 3?
No, just for the length of the game we have left. You only get the 3 wishes and you're down 1.
Fine.
And you cannot wish for more wishes.
Or to raise the dead, or to fall in love.
And don't worry, this is every gaming party. This is the same question.
I would like to argue that the 3 wishes have not been updated in millennia, and there needs to be a cost of living adjustment. Come on.
The genie goes outside with the protesters.
Wish inflation.
Wishflation.
We need the crown. So why don't we wish for all the loot that was in the house to be, including the crown, like very specifically including the crown, being ported back to our place, because that solves a lot of our needs. Because Jinx has to, no, I'm sorry, Andon has to like steal stuff for his demon. I think mine's already good. We killed somebody with those animals, so we're good for mine. We've been trying to get this crown for whatever reason. What do you think, guys?
I think before we do that, we should wish for a bag of holding. So that way, when we transport all this stuff, it doesn't blow up our house. We could put it in an extra dimensional space that we could reach into to grab them. So we don't alert all of our neighbors about our.
We could get really specific, like, hey, Jeannie, we need all the loot that was in this house, including the crown, into our interdimensional holding bag at our house. Yeah?
Sure.
And we should probably specify that nobody can trace this back to us in any meaningful way.
Oh, that's a good idea. Good job, Andon.
Okay, is that definitely the second wish?
I'm for that.
Sure.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, second wish happens. What is the third wish?
We could have a genie butler, guys. I'm just saying.
Hey, your greed is already off the charts.
My greed, Zephyrus's greed.
We could have a genie friend. What would be better?
I mean, either we let it go and it flies off, or we keep it in servitude.
No, I
Or
mean,
we could,
it would stay in servitude. It just could no longer grant you wishes. It would need to
Ah.
be bound to someone else to grant you wishes.
But if we went with Andon's plan, where we gave him justice, he would be our friends.
we could also just say that we're gonna keep the last wish in safekeeping.
True.
Or we could make Mr. What's his face in servitude to the genie. Mr. Brannigan.
Brannigan Cabana Boy, I like it.
Ah,
I do like the idea of emancipation and a genie BFF or a gin BFF.
That's fair. So we're gonna let it go.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I hate being bound.
I
Hey, no judgment.
And
And-
I'm down for it.
someone who's bound tends to try to find a way out. It'd be better if we were friends.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. Yeah, cool. Let's release it.
Alright.
Can
All
I do
right.
it for one of my dots in greed go down?
So,
Some generosity.
But it's
um,
murderous generosity.
and I was gonna go through. You each definitely get not just a point of generosity, but you definitely would also get a point of, I want to say decency, a point of nurture. So you each get a point of nurture and a point of generosity. So the day is all saved. The day is saved. We'll see what happens. Camera fades out of the movie as you guys make this decision. And unfortunately, the end credits roll. You guys were great. This was a very fun session. Oh, wait, this is like a Marvel movie. There's an end credit scene. Oh, okay, I'll watch that. Sure. We watched the end credit scene. Hi, name's Stan. This is Stan Laurie at wow, this rundown place in the middle of the workplace in town. And people are just lining up. There's gold, portraits, everything is here. This is just pandemonium. The line, there's fights. There's been a riot going on for 24 hours, Jim. Has there been any noise of how all this treasure and stuff got here? No, none at all. There's no deed on the house. There's nothing in the house. As you think, the genie, you don't have a bag of holding to put in the house, so you can't really compile wishes like that. Anyway, you would have had to wish for them individually. So the genie not being able to find that, he tried to accomplish it the best way he did. Oh, it's just straight crazy pandemonium here right now. Oh, wow. Hey. Oh, wow, look at this. If he picks up a crown. Does this look like me? As the camera pans out. Really interesting story, Matt. Oh, and reporting other news today. The very wealthy, new, rich entrepreneur, Azul, the demon genie, will be launching and being the first trillionaire into space.
We created an Elon Musk.
You see Brannigan in a little bow tie and tuxedo. Sir, do you want more drinks? I'm on TV. You see the Azul demon. I don't have time for this. In any case, yes, I will be the first trillionaire in space with my amazing ship, which looks like a spaceship because demons do it right. So we fade out. And unfortunately, we don't necessarily know exactly what happens with your characters, but I hope you're a part of the riot getting the money from the house that exploded the treasure. And that
we
is
have a genie friend now, a trillionaire genie friend.
trillionaire
Yeah.
genie friend.
Who lives in space? So, space lasers at some point.
Exactly.
And laser sharks. I hope all of you guys had a great time. This was a lot of fun. Yeah. So little hint things. The basement was just a massive set. That's where the engines and stuff were. If those electronic rolls would have done well, it probably would have been a different adventure because you would have realized that it was a spaceship and stuff down there. But he was stealing the magic to power it because he didn't want to just do interstellar. He wanted to go out far into outer space. Yeah, this was really fun. This was really crazy, really fun.
I hope you guys all have fun with the system
Yeah.
and just enjoyed the gameplay. I love systems in D&D that like not makes you, but encourages you to talk to each other and to communicate. If anything, I feel like you guys have gotten out to get out of the classes as a GM. It's to really understand that like GM is that cooperative storytelling experience that's that's medicine for a lot of different things and a lot of different reasons. So that said, anybody have any questions about this, the classes in general, or anything else?
This is amazing. I've never heard of the system, but I really like it. It's a really clever idea.
Well, it's called Better Angels. It is published by Arc Publishing. We didn't get into a crap ton of mechanics because obviously we had 2 hours. There's a ton of awesome stuff that you can do with it. If you go to Drive-Thru RPG, all of the books are there. Great, definitely support them. It is, and the cool thing is there are adventure books, so you don't have to write your own adventure. You can just set them up and stuff and do that. There's a whole thing. Yeah, you guys don't have any other questions or anything. I'm glad you had fun with it. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
It's kind of an ornery question, but the planet X that's in the solar system, is that like Doom? Is that where all the demons came from?
No, that's my own personal thing. So I'm a big science geek.
Uh-huh.
And I am convinced there is a 10th planet, well, 9th planet or 10th planet out there, hidden by the shadows, just from the math. So in any time I do a future, I know it's there. So I hope that it's there. But yeah, we can say it's come from the demons. I'm pretty sure like that 10th planet has been hidden for so long because it's just like higher dimensional beings sitting there and just watching TV. Oh, Earth is so interesting right now.
A lot of reality shows.
Yeah.
Cool.
The
Earth
reality.
is the reality show.
Exactly.
Most entertaining show in the solar system.
So scripted though.
There's a book by Brandon Sanderson called Starlight, which is so funny, where pretty much humans are on a planet and the aliens, you end up finding out that the humans are like, oh, we got to get off this planet. And like, well, this is horrible. You feel like, and the aliens keep attacking them. You realize that the aliens aren't attacking them. They send robots to attack the planet because Earth is just one giant zoo. And the other alien races just watch them, and it's interesting. So they know, and because the humans need something to fight, they made a fake war just to entertain them, so that they don't mess with the rest of the solar system.
Well, okay then. I like
Okay.
it. I'll have to look it up.